Desire forgiveness? Forget lawyers. One of the teachers in the law answered him, "Teacher, when you say these things, you insult us also." Jesus replied, "Because of this, God in his wisdom said, I will send them prophets and apostles, some of whom they will kill, and others they will persecute." Luke 11:45-49. True story. A man sins against me, admits he has a problem with the sin of gossip, and what he just did was wrong. That man is ready to make things right and is on his way over to begin the act of godly sorrow. He is willing to repent, and since it was gossip, repent in writing so that the truth could go on display for all to see. But he pauses before going out the door and, you guessed it, he calls his lawyer. Enter in a lawyer who takes away the key to the gift of true knowledge, of forgiveness, of mercy and life. The lawyer stupidly tells the repenting sinner, "Put nothing in writing." In that instant, the man goes from repentant sinner to a damned unrepentant sinner, all because a lawyer took away the key to life. At that moment, the repentant sinner, instead of continuing with godly sorrow, is now perishing in his many sins and will regret for eternity that he listened to his lawyer. Listen to your lawyer when it comes to sin, and you will fall into the hands of an angry God. Woe to that lawyer and his client, because the blind just led the blind to the very edge of the bottomless pit. And unless they repent, both will be thrown into that bottomless pit where for all eternity, each falls further away from joy, life, and a loving God. Woe to you experts in the law, because you have taken away the key to knowledge. You yourselves have not entered, and you have hindered those who were entering. Luke 11:52. None of this is legal advice. To the contrary, it is far above legal advice. As in, the difference between dark black advice and bright white wisdom. Woe to you lawyers, as it is never in the best interest of your client to leave sin unconfessed and unrenounced. It is never in the best interest of your client or yourself to hide sin with word schemes of legal darkness. If you desire mercy and forgiveness for any sins and crimes against a holy God, here is what must be done. If you need mercy for misrepresenting the purpose of the law God set down when he founded the governments of the world, there is only one way to find mercy for such legal witchcraft. Want to really get ahead? Then understand fully only those who confess and renounce their sins find mercy and forgiveness. He who conceals his sins does not prosper, but whoever confesses and renounces them finds mercy. Proverbs 28:13. Consider, lawyers spend all their days, all day long, day in and day out, week after week, year after year, decade after decade, protecting themselves and others from themselves by hiding things behind dark legal words. Such misuse of the legal system to solidify the darkness in their lives, to hide selfish gain, pride, and many other sins from man and God behind walls using black bricks of legalese. Lawyers, judges, and police are completely consumed with protecting themselves, and so walk around in darkness, causing great harm and destruction, because people in the dark cannot see where they are headed. Therefore, God often resorts to allowing his saints to be dragged before judges and put on trial. It is the only way light, his light, is permitted into their dark legal world. Their stiff necks and hard hearts leave God no choice but to allow the conflict between evil and righteousness to clash from time to time. Remember well, it was the legal system that denied the author of what constitutes justice. The legal system, crucified, gave the death penalty to justice. It is no slight thing to call oneself a lawyer, a judge, or a policeman, as such are part of a system devoted to corruption, a system controlled by the evil one, and is designed to hinder others who would seek a holy God. It is worth repeating. Woe to you experts in the law, because you have taken away the key to knowledge. You yourselves have not entered, and you have hindered those who were entering. Luke 11:52. God must allow His selfless saints to get arrested, tried, and even convicted to get His missionaries of truth inside the den of lies called a courtroom. It is out of love that God allows court corruptions to overtake, arrest, and trample upon His saints. If there is one thing lawyers, judges, and police live in, it is a self-absorbed bubble of darkness, a legal bubble, in which they self-isolate themselves from anything clearly truthful that might contradict their false notions, positions of power, and avenue for obtaining money. This is why you hear so much false justifications concerning their corruptions. They are blinded by their darkness. If you expect to escape the judgment of God, then forget your lawyer. Give up protecting yourself and make yourself vulnerable towards man and God as wisdom would direct. The only hope of forgiveness is to ignore the high-priced lawyer that lives inside of you. Protecting justice, and justice alone. www.justicealone.org